Okay, in this video, I want to introduce you to a technique and for time management, and you might ask yourself, what is tomatoes all about time management? That's kind of weird. And it's not called tomato projects, it's called the Pomodoro Technique, and Pomodoro is the Italian word for tomatoes, because the inventor of the Pomodoro Technique is an Italian guy, and he invented this in the 80s. And you can find lots of literature about it, like for example this book. And the Pomodoro Technique is a registered trademark, and there's lots of merchandising around it. You can become a facilitator, and you can go to academies and learn it in a deep level. But I just want to introduce it to you shortly so that you see the basics. And there are some really great things about using the Pomodoro Technique for your project, but there are also some cons. And so I just want to introduce to you what it is all about in the basics. So what you need is first of all a kitchen timer. And it seems that the inventor had one in the shape of a tomato. This is why he called it the Pomodoro Technique. And what you do, you separate your time, your project time, into segments of 25 minutes each. That's what you do, and this is where you need this kitchen timer for it. Furthermore, you need some lists. First of all, you have a task list. This is like an endless list where you always add your tasks, and this can of course also be virtual. It doesn't really have to be on paper. And from this task list, you give priorities, and you decide what you want to do on that specific day. And this you put into a daily list, and you prioritize, like what do you want to do first, what do you want to do second, and so on. So what are the tasks you want to fulfill on this specific day? And then you keep working with the Pomodoro Technique, which I will tell you more about in a minute. And the third list you should have is a kind of a log, a journal where you keep track on how successful you were. So it's like reflecting what you did and where you did well and where you should improve in the future. So these are the three lists, which can of course also be virtual, and you need the timer, as I said. And you set this timer for segments of 25 minutes. And you start working on your project, the one you prioritized first for the day, and you just make sure that nothing disturbs you for 25 minutes. So you set the timer and you start straight on working at the specific task you allocated, and you don't let anyone or anything interrupt you in these 25 minutes. So no phone calls, no emails, no one coming into the office, nothing. You just work on it for 25 minutes. And after these 25 minutes, when the alarm rings, you have to stop immediately. So you're not allowed to go any further on that. And in this way, you segment your whole day into time slots of 25 minutes. So your daily work, and you start off with the first project, you work on it for 25 minutes. When the alarm rings, you make a break of 3 to 5 minutes. And you should raise, and you should go at least 2 steps away from your desk and do something completely different. So you shouldn't be thinking about your work. You shouldn't do phone calls or emails. This should be an own Pomodoro if you need it. And after the 3 to 5 minutes break, you just start on the next Pomodoro. And so you continue, and after about 4 Pomodoro, you should have a break of half an hour. And so you segment your whole day into a Pomodoro sizes. And this helps you to keep track on how much time you need, and it helps you to get into gear and to start working. So as you see, there's lots of good things about the Pomodoro Technique. And it's also, as I already told you, my teenage son, when they had to do their first team project, it was really great that they could track their time that well, and that they really spend their concentration on these 25 minutes time slots. So it helps a lot also like in communication, talking about the project. And if you want to go deeper in that, there's lots of information in the internet. As I said, there are academies, there are books about it. This was just a short overview on what the Pomodoro technique means.